May we service you?
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to How May We Service You, the podcast all about service industry and all of our good stories. We have the lovely
Gina Ray. Hello, everybody.
And we also have two amazing guests today, and this is their first time on the show.
Round two. Yes.
No, bitch. This is
lies.
not their first.
Lies.
It's all lies. It's not their first time. So we have Justin Cantrell and
Jeremy Mendenhall.
there we go. I can't say your last name. That's why I didn't say it earlier. I said that.
I know. I was like, you were like Madonna because you were just announced as Jeremy.
Well, I just don't think last names matter. No, they do. They do. But if I can't say it, I just don't say it. I'll be like, this is, and there you go.
My friend.
I'm like, fill it in, bitch. Fill it in.
Well, how I learned it when I was growing up and to spell it was the men went through the den to get to the hall. And when you break it down like that, it becomes
The
pretty
men
easy.
went through the den to get to the hall.
Mendenhall.
Mendenhall. That's German?
Oh.
There you go.
Is that
Okay.
German?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I get it.
I like
I was
it.
like,
Let's speak into Deutsch.
Men went
Is that
through-
right? No, I didn't say it right. Anyways, whatever. Anyways.
I was like, where did
Do I
the
hear
girls
feedback?
go?
Is that feedback?
I
God
thought I
bless
heard
them.
feedback.
Yeah, there's feedback.
We're all going to be
We're loud
nervous
as
about that
fuck.
this time.
Are we? Should we turn them down a little
Yeah,
bit?
let's turn it down.
No, I don't think we
No.
should. I think we're fine.
We want it to
I don't
record.
think maybe we're just sitting.
So the error last time was what? It was all feedback the whole time.
Yes, there was feedback the whole entire show. There was like a little whisper of things happening.
No, there's feedback. We
Is
should turn
there?
them down.
Okay, so-
Yeah. You know how I don't.
Oh my lord. Okay, I'm getting nervous. This has
But
got
that's
me
our thing, Texas. We're about to bear our truth. Like
It's getting me. I'm getting sweaty.
Yeah.
If I have to do, there's definitely.
Yeah,
feedback.
there's feedback.
It's only in Justin's mic, I think.
Okay, it's your fault. No, but we bear our
It's always
truth.
my fault.
Okay.
Like,
Can you
we're-
hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
With this
okay.
podcast, we've had a lot of
Sound
bumps
issues.
in the road. So we're just gonna start telling it. You should have been here to see them the first time. And
We have an episode coming out about all our fuck ups pretty soon.
Oh, is that one coming out soon?
Yeah, it's coming out soon, yeah, because we got to get that out because we have had a lot of sound issues. If you're doing a podcast at home, you're probably using a shotgun mic or something where it's actually going, or you're using like a Rode mic that goes.
Wait, I feel like we should do a shot.
We should. You're right. Let's do
different.
that first,
There we go.
and then we'll talk about that. 'Cause so this is Espolone,
Welcome to the Justin
or
Cantrell
Dripping
Show.
Springs, or
Right.
whoever we decide we're drinking that day. So cheers, everybody.
Mine's
Salud.
still a fill in the blank. Dang,
Cheers.
Texas.
To the
No,
men,
cheers.
to the men in the hall. Cheers,
Texas.
my little darling. Oh, can I do it? She's chunky because those pluckers wings. Okay, there we go. Oh, that was delightful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mine was Deep Eddy Lemon.
Whew, mine was Espolone.
Mine was soda water.
Oh, bless your heart. Well, yeah.
Drinking.
Jeremy, what did you have? Lemon?
Yeah.
A lemon chilled? That what all the cool kids
It wasn't
are
really
drinking?
chilled.
Oh, bless
It's been sitting there for a while.
Still a new bartender.
I'm looking around that.
Calling out-
looking
How
around
long
the corner
does
of
it
the
get
bar.
that
Calling out the
excuse?
bartender. You know what?
Let's talk about that. Like, if you're a new bartender, how long do you get the excuse you're a new bartender?
But let's finish off real fast our first segment. Where
What?
we're talking about so pay attention, guys. We had sound issues because we got to talk about why they're back on the show. So we will get to that. Yeah. So Jeremy and Justin were on the show and we did the best show ever. And guess what happened? There was feedback because that happens because we have speakers behind us, and my company just keeps doing things and moving shit around and buying new mix boards and mix boxes and things. And Mama knows how to do makeup and brows and shit. And I sit in front of people and talk. That's all I do. I know nothing technical about any of that shit. So when I come in there, it's like a cockpit. Literally, it's like you're flying a fucking airplane. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's the kind of cockpit he meant.
it is a cockpit. So yeah, you saw that. So it's
we all
wild.
adjust, like, let's get
I
ready to
know.
talk shit. Here we go.
So it's so wild. So anyways, we've had some issues, but Justin and Jeremy were, they were amazing enough to actually come back on the show with us because I thought they're gonna fucking hate us, but they're back again, and we're excited because we're gonna just kind of shoot the shit and get to know you guys.
Honestly, it was one of the best times I've had. I'd come back every week.
Oh, good. Well, hey, there you go.
Technically, you are here every week. You do.
This is true.
Oh,
He's one of the biggest
always
supporters
come,
of our
yeah.
show. Yeah,
we
both
were
of
so
y'all are.
excited when they were on because they literally are they're watching us every single Monday when we do this show, whether it's a good show, a bad show, a show that works out, a show that doesn't work out. They're here to support, and we are
Well,
just
we're
so thankful.
All great friends, so that makes
I know.
sense for us to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about that. So Justin, so where are you from? Let's get a little background history on you, and what do you do? Where do you work? All that good stuff.
So I'm born and raised in Texas, very small town, not really important. Moved
Mine
to
isn't
Austin.
either.
And then met this one, trained him how to bartend at Rain on 4th. And
Well, he
then-
trained me to bartend. I was already bartending when I was like 6 for my family. You know, Mexicans.
That was just martinis.
Yeah, I was at Mexicans. You know, we just get the beer, the cigarettes, that sort of stuff. You know.
So met him at Rain on Fourth, trained him to bartend, and then we ended up in the same field.
Ooh.
So
That was in this, yeah, we ended up in the same field. We did.
I
We-
also do hair, and now he does makeup.
It was funny that we both were actually on that same kind of journey to go into the aesthetic world. And so he went to cosmetology school. I did not. I opted to go the opposite direction and go to lasers and do all this crazy shit. I was doing makeup and, you know, everything else. So yeah, and we've worked together many times.
They're published. They're published.
We are internationally published.
International.
Yes, we are. We are
We're never going to hear the end of that.
Ever.
No, bitch. I have a shirt.
And apparently you can charge more if you're published.
You know, you can. Oh yeah, we can. So yeah, he was my go-to guy for when I was with Austin Monthly Magazine, a local magazine here in Austin, Texas. I was their resident makeup artist for about 6 or 7 years, and you were my go-to guy for hair. So
several times.
every time we had something that, you know, if you were available, absolutely, you were my guy. I was like, let's get you in for hair, and then we also do weddings together and all kinds of fun stuff. So he's very talented. So if you're in the Austin area, come see Justin Cantrell. He also works at Rain on 4th. So that's where he bartends.
This "Who Are You" has turned into a very long explanation.
and now we're going to,
Also-
Jeremy.
Also, I met.
Oh, your mic just, do we need batteries? We need a battery. Hold on 1 second. Damn it. I got
Damn
batteries.
it. This is going to be a cut for real. Texas always says we're not cutting. I bet we're cutting
No,
this.
we're cutting
So
this one.
since it's
And look what
being
I got.
cut,
Here, look.
Let's talk.
That's what was happening. These fucking... Here, let's do that. I know, because they got the cheap ones, not the good ones. Well, these are Members Mark. Maybe they're cheap too. I don't know.
What is
this?
this?
Kirkland.
Kirkland Signature.
And why do y'all have microphones that aren't rechargeable?
I know. These were $700 microphones.
This isn't helping us save the earth. You know what
But
I mean? Like, isn't that these aren't biodegradable?
No, you
Our
have to,
batteries.
you have to take them to like Radio Shack or some shit.
Yeah.
No, you don't throw them in the trash.
You're not supposed to
You take
throw
them
these
to
in the
like
trash can?
a place.
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know,
What-
guys. Yeah, I just throw them out the window when I'm driving down the car when I don't like somebody. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So actually, batteries will start a fire if they're connected correctly. In a bad way. Have you never seen the videos where like the girl's car caught on fire?
No.
Who's that guy that it's like the science guy? Does anyone know the science guy?
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, the science
Bill
guy.
Nye, the
Why do I feel like I'm on that
science
show and
guy.
I suddenly got bored as fuck? So, I'm sorry. Batteries. Batteries.
So we were talking about how
Can
we
we start the
met.
second
Anyway,
half over again?
back to me. No.
And then I was going to say, I met Legina. I met Legina here at Oil Cans.
Yes.
We became besties like
Really
very,
quick.
very, very quickly. And then Jeremy and I met through a mutual friend and became besties very, very quickly as well.
We all work on the same street.
After knowing each other for like 10 years.
After a Madonna concert, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, Madonna brings everyone together, I think. So.
And then like all these guys.
Wow. Do you want to sing the song right now?
No, don't do it. No, please.
We don't have time.
No. And then all these guys like individually have supported me through like my art and my podcasting and my business journey.
Yeah. So this is a good little,
Yeah,
this is a good
like,
little
we all
group
know
to be
each other
with.
very well.
I enjoy it. And Jeremy, again, when you were on the show the last time, we talked about what you do or what you did prior to being a bartender because you're a very new bartender. Only about a year now?
Oh, yeah. It's about a year
now.
In October. November.
And,
yeah.
in October, so it's a couple of months away. And so tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from? What'd you do beforehand? Because it was a big deal.
Well, I wasn't really that big of a deal.
I think it was huge.
Shit, yeah.
It was a huge deal.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm from a small town, southeast Texas, called Winnie, Texas. It's in between Beaumont
I've
and
heard
Houston.
of that. Yeah.
Beaumont.
I'm half Cajun, half like white.
Isn't Cajun
Yes.
white? No, I'm kidding. No. I'm just
something.
kidding.
It's
That was
something.
Mean Girls. That was like a Mean Girls segment.
It's kind of French, but anyway.
If you're from Africa, why are you white?
Did you find that out from like ancestries.com? I'm just asking because all y'all white folks are claiming everything but white lately.
Well, no, it was my original
I'm
last.
tan.
It was my original last name from the sperm donor that led me to believe that it was Cajun or French.
I've had a Cajun sperm donor too.
We don't have time.
Just because you were in New Orleans.
I did. He was fabulous.
we don't have time for that story. Anyway.
So wait, do you not actually know if you're Cajun?
No, I do. I am.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry, fuck.
I'm half German. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
So
Had a German too.
before bartending, I ran 21 massage envies. I owned one, and I consulted with the others.
Yeah. So Massage Envy is a huge, huge company, actually. So how many employees did you have?
750.
That's a lot of people to take care of.
It's a lot of massage therapists. I don't know if anybody knows any massage therapists, but they're they're very interesting to
I know
build.
some,
They're kind
and
of like
I know some.
stylists.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And I met
Except
some.
they don't talk.
Right.
They're the other end of the spectrum.
They really
Well,
don't
some
like
of them
doing
talk
it.
a lot. And I've met some of them that know you, and some like you, and some don't. Like,
Well,
it's
you know
very
what? They
interesting.
all got paid.
Facts.
Thank you.
Facts.
I'm out of baby burped during that. Sorry, y'all. It happens.
Hey, I'm a perfectionist and I run a business.
There you go.
And not all massage therapists like to work for a business, so.
Yeah, I feel like did anyone ever do any like crazy shit? Like, I mean, because I remember the story. Did you hear about the story that was here in Austin a few years ago where
Yeah,
the lady?
I really
had,
can't talk about those stories, but
Well, you don't. Well,
contractually obligated not to talk about that.
Because wasn't there a massage place here in Austin that the lady
Happy endings.
They had a plumbing situation. So the plumber came to like. Because they were like the toilet wasn't working or something.
Clean out our pipes.
Clean out the pipes, and basically the pipes were full of condoms. And then she like busted out, and like they caught her like trying to fly to like Iceland or some shit. I could be wrong. I don't know. Don't quote me. But it was
this on 6th Street?
It was up north. It was like on the way to like Cedar Park, and she literally had like $500,000 in cash or some shit, and she was just trying to leave the country. And apparently she was getting people in from I think from somewhere in either China, I think somewhere, again, don't quote me, but she was holding onto their passports and wouldn't let them.
Human trafficking.
She was human trafficking, yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
So it was crazy. She was literally, I can't believe that would happen. And again, like closer to Cedar
How
Park.
long ago was it?
It was like maybe a few years ago.
Well, there was one like several years ago that was on 6th Street, but it was part of all that stuff that happened.
I was like,
You remember
that never
Like,
happened.
on
That
6th
never
Street,
happened with
it was,
Jeremy's
like, happy
stuff.
endings.
You actually worked there, right? No?
No?
Wrong person? Sorry.
Did you work there? Did you work there? What'd you do?
That's where he met my best friend. Leave them alone. They're married.
I have to fuck with him. It's cute.
I know, we were actually talking about Botox
Your microphone again.
yesterday.
It is his mic, yeah.
It is your mic. Okay, that's okay.
If this doesn't work out,
Then we're just
Come
done.
back.
We'll do it again next week.
Yay, Jeremy loves it. Jessica's bitch.
Okay, so what are we talking about today? What are we doing? What are
Well,
we
so
doing?
now we got to get to know them a little bit. I want to jump into our little talk we talked about earlier because Legina and I, we set up, and we have since we have the people here. That were part of the group. We want to talk about some bad service. If you've ever had bad service in a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and we're all bartenders in service industry, so we kind of like we teeter-totter on that. Do we hate this fucker because they suck, or are they having a bad day? Can we tell? What do we do? And why don't you just tell them a little bit about what happened?
So one of a group of my friends in town, we're really close and we travel together and do a lot of stuff. One of our really good friends that we actually met here at the bar one year, my best friend invited her out, and every time she comes in town, she hangs out with one of us. We were all invited to her wedding. Her wedding was on my birthday, because she loves me so much and everything. And
Because you're fabulous.
right.
Actually, it sounds like she was trying to steal your thunder by
Right,
having it on your birthday.
Okay, well, anyway, she tattooed it on her and stuff. So, anyways, we went to dinner at a place close to here, and we're chatting at first, so you don't really realize service, what's going on. Dude walks up and he's like, "What can I get you?" And I'm like, "Hello, how are you? What's your name?" Throw it out there. And then like it carries on, and at the end, me and my friend Jeremy, we look at each other, and he was kind of like, and I go, "He sucks." And he goes, "Okay, it just wasn't me." And I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." Like every time he came to the table, he's like, "You ready?"
Ooh, so he didn't have like a good attitude.
Do you want
He was just
something to
kinda
drink? He didn't have a bad attitude. He
Just
just
kinda
was really
non-existent?
like, yeah.
wait, was I your waiter?
So I get this text from my friend at the end. You're not even like that. You're very professional. I get
just
this
his
text
face.
from my friend at the end. Now, mind you, I had left 25 minutes before to get ready for the show and everything. And she's like, "In case you wanted to know, we've sat here since you left, and he hasn't stopped by." Miguel finally had to stop him and ask for the check. And I had to leave my debit card with them because he hadn't came to the table. And so I told Miguel, I was like, "Well, if it's, the 20% is under $5, just leave him $5. And I get the tab back and Miguel wraps it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's how you feel?" He left $2 on there. And the total
For a
was,
service industry person to leave $2.
But the thing is, the total was like $9.21. And standard, like something like that, when it's that low, you leave
Yeah.
like $5 or $10. But he was really that, like, it was really, really poor, and it wasn't like an attitude or a bad day.
Yeah.
He probably just was a really shitty server.
Shitty server.
And
yeah.
so, like, we just wanted to talk about like what you do in those situations or anything else, and how do y'all feel about that?
Do you tip 20%? I mean, out there in the crowd, do y'all still tip 20% even if it's bad? Obviously, some of you don't, but like sometimes
Standard, most of the time
like
I do.
will. It makes me so angry because
I always tip
pisses me-
20%,
it
even if
pisses
it's
me
bad
off.
service.
It makes me
but-
angry because I've done their job. I've already been there, done that. I've waited tables. I've cocktailed. I've been very busy, high volume restaurants, and so when I see someone dilly-dallying around or dicking around and not getting waters to people, especially if it's hot and you're like, I'm fucking hot. I had to hike up here or to work, walking down the street, Congress Avenue or whatever to get where you're going. You're
Scooter.
hot.
You
yeah,
can scooter
yeah, you
now.
can scooter, but I won't get on those things. 'Cause I'm scared of them. But anyways, you're like, I've already been there, done that. Why don't I have my, at least my appetizer
That's a
order
story.
in? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I get kind of verklempt about that. It's like,
Yeah, so it's not like, dang, this thing is loud. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. I go back and forth on it
I
because
do
it's like
too.
20%, and it could be important or whatever.
what if they're having a bad day? We've all had a bad day
He
where you
just
walk
really
in,
sucked.
maybe your car broke down or something,
Yeah.
which happens, and you're like, or maybe you're having shit with your boyfriend or your roommate or something, and
But we watched
girlfriend.
him spend like a good 15 minutes at another table.
And he just didn't give a
and
shit.
Like rule of thumb is if people are, it wasn't like we ordered one appetizer and we were like splitting the hoe up. Like we were ordering every
You weren't
time.
that table.
No, we were ordering every time he came to the table. One of my girlfriends was getting beers every time. So bitch, the tabs are running up.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one. I'm on keto right now, so I swear. But so I only had like a little bit of something. But
And you never
yeah.
want to tell them, I'm a bartender, I'm a waiter, because then people will think, oh shit, they're not going to tip us anyways. Because people always, I think, throw that out there. Like
Yeah.
if you say you're a bartender to someone, I work in service, that
I always say, hey,
I'm always like,
hate
oh,
saying
shit.
I'm a hairstylist.
I never tell
whenever
anyone
go
what
to
I
get
do.
My hair,
Yeah.
somewhere I'm like, don't say it.
No, don't, because then people either you'll make them nervous, or they'll think that you're lying.
Except for whenever I was published, and then I was like, I was published.
He carries
People
his magazine around with him, and he's like,
Mention number
this is
2.
me.
Are we gonna count? Can y'all keep count?
That's
twice.
That's 3
I
actually.
was published
That
in
was
People
3.
But you know
magazine.
what?
Third.
Another thing,
Everybody move out the way.
a mess.
Coming true.
International.
International.
People magazine,
International
one step
People
above
magazine.
National Enquirer, by the way.
No, it's not. It's true
How
story.
dare you?
Enquirer. There were bad things happening in your massage place. I'm telling everybody.
I love the fact that one day on the street, this guy was telling us how he was a published, like,
That was outside of oil cans right here.
he was a published music artist, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's like, oh, you have no idea who
I've
I
been
am.
published in Vogue, so people went to Vogue.
But I hadn't been published yet. And then I got published in People
you were
magazine
getting-
like a month later.
You were getting published. It was okay. It was in the process of getting published. So
counts,
yeah.
right?
So 20%.
I've been in Visit Austin. I had a whole spread. I've been in the gay one and the regular one. Yeah.
What's that?
Okay, cunt. That's all good.
No, I don't know. What is it? What did you say?
Visit Austin?
I have
I'm
been in a
ambassador for
massage
Austin.
and magazine. So
You're in the back of massage magazines.
He owns them all.
Honey, those aren't magazines. That was Craigslist, honey. And which
that's
isn't
just,
a
that's just printer paper.
massage. That's what he does. He's real good with his lips. Anyways,
I'm gonna get the lawsuit paperwork tomorrow.
oh Lord have mercy. So yeah, 20%. Do we tip it? Yes. Do you know? I don't know. I feel
I always do
crazy.
20%,
I do
even
too.
if it's bad.
I'll still tip 20%, but I won't tip $1 over it because like even if it's down to the cent. So
But that's more proving your point. Hey, I would have tipped you really well.
yeah, I will tip you 20%, but I will not. I feel so shitty doing like $1 or something. Like some people like that tip 0 or nothing or because you never know. You never know if that person's having a bad day or whatever. And we've
But
all been
on
there.
the flip side, as a service industry person, we can tell when somebody's having a bad day or they're just shitty.
Yeah.
And also, when people are ordering from you, you can tell if they're service industry or
Yeah.
not. And it was very obvious
Yeah.
that we were all getting to the point, so we were service industry and everything. Like,
Yeah. See, I had this problem in New Orleans. I was in New Orleans. Excuse us. Are we having a show?
Hello,
Are we having
use
a
your
show
mic.
between us?
Oh, sorry. I was confirming something with Jeremy before we told a story.
Oh.
We
they're
have
trying, y'all.
we have
okay.
a really bad.
So last episode.
Edit that.
Yeah, take that out, and now we're gonna start seeing. Oh, y'all. So last episode.
if there's no feedback,
Maybe it's because you're talking too close to the microphone. Maybe
No,
it's
but last episode, Jeremy was
close.
telling a story and he thought it was the best thing in the world. And then Justin came back with like a better story. And so now they're trying to like be friends and like co-story and stuff. So that's what's going on in the middle. They're trying to get that shit together.
That
but
really upset
No,
me.
actually,
back to New Orleans.
we have
Yes.
a really good story.
Okay.
Okay.
Third.
Not kidding.
Got it.
So
Not yet.
we went to your art show.
Not yet.
Fuck New Orleans. Let's hear this story.
Yeah, go
Here
ahead.
We go.
Fuck it.
Oh, back to New Orleans.
No. Tell your story.
Tell your story. I'm gonna sit here and
You
drink.
also saw this,
I'm
but
gonna
I hope
drink.
they rewind that during the podcast. And I got a whole lot of side boob just put on my.
And I didn't even feel it. I saw his arm move.
I'm just
Okay, tell the
drinking.
story about my art show. I want to hear about
This is
me.
a runaway. This is
I
a
wanna hear
runaway
about me.
podcast. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm gonna
So we
sit
went
here and
to
drink.
support Legina for one of her art shows at.
Which one was it?
It
Mary
was the one on the.
Jane. The one on Lamar.
Yeah,
The one where I was painting.
Outside,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
the pop-up one at Mary J's. Okay.
Mary Jane.
Yeah. So we went there, and then afterwards we went to go have dinner with two other people. Won't mention names, and we won't mention the restaurant. But I'll let you go from there.
Well, so we're in the restaurant, and the girl was horrible. And she ignored us the whole time, and it was me and Justin. Ryan was there, and
Who bartends at Rain?
with
And his
bartends
boyfriend.
with you, right? So 3 really good tippers, and his boyfriend's a good tipper as well because he dates Ryan. Comes up to the table, and it took like 45 minutes to even get
Right. We kept
our
asking. We were
drinks.
like, "Can we have some more chips?" And like, she came across, threw the chips on the table, like they literally like spilled out of the basket.
Like slit them.
No, didn't slide them, threw them. They like literally came out of the basket, and we're like, "Oh my god!"
Becky.
And then she was like,
Look at that butt.
She was like, I can't. She came back across and she was like, I can't even take care of you anymore. You're too needy. You're too this. This
She
one,
told y'all you were too needy?
Wait,
This
what?
one goes.
Has she taken y'all's order yet?
No.
This one goes.
So she threw
"You're
chips at
a
you and just said
bitch.
You said she was a bitch?
I was a little drunk, and
I love it. I live for that.
I only get like that when I'm really.
Or hungry.
I'm very.
I mean,
I'm very passive. I can deal with a lot of stuff.
oh no, is yours running out of battery too?
I can deal with a lot of things, but she had really like pushed the point, and so I asked for another waiter. I was like, "Can we just have another server?" And she was
Wow.
like, "Yes." And so she went and got. And this other guy.
Did she really
apologized
sound
the
like
whole
that?
time. Yeah.
Do you think she smoked?
Well, listen. the
Cigarettes.
guy that served us ended up getting $100 tip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the new waiter took over, and we were like, just to prove a point.
Yeah. I'll overtip someone if someone's being an asshole, because that goes back to my New Orleans story.
You really,
I really want to tell this story.
you really want to tell this story.
I was hungover and I was.
Did you go to Oz?
No. Well, yes, everywhere. Yeah, I want another shot. Can we get your cute little boyfriend to get us some drinks?
Oh, Nick, yes.
He's cute.
So we'll
He can bring us some
do-
drinks.
What are you? What are
I'll
you
have an
shooting?
Espolón chilled.
And then 2.
I feel like we're going down a rabbit hole. Does anybody else feel like that? Like,
Basically-
this is one of those shows you're gonna have to fucking follow. Like, what are they?
Yeah, they might
Yeah.
be. They might be too drunk. I'm gonna tell. I'm looking in the weeds if anyone's kind of figuring out what I'm doing because I want that segment here in a
You
minute.
don't have to explain to people what you're doing.
But just in case they think I'm being like all rude and on the phone.
I'm
actually
always on
doing
my
some-
phone and I'm not being rude.
I
I'm
know.
researching.
But anyways, so I was in New Orleans. I had a whole bunch of my friends with us. It was my birthday, basically. This lady I could tell was being unresponsive because she walked up to our table and she was being overly nice and and I'm hungover. I'm tired. I want my water. I just want water. Basically, that's all I wanted. And she goes, "Okay, what can I get you to drink?" And
Would you like some water now?
No, I want a shot. Anyways, so she goes back and she gets our drink order. We can see the little waiter station back there, and she's back there and she's just giggling and laughing and talking and not really making the waters. So I'm just kind of like, fuck, and I'm dying
She's
at this
not
point.
making water?
No, she's like not pouring the water out of the thing. You know, like they had like the little thing, the nozzle.
Yeah,
She's
that
not
can be
making-
agitating,
she's-
like-
So I'm like, I see it, and she's got it in her hand, and she's talking the whole time. I mean, I need her to make water. How do you do that? Hydrogen, science. Where's that Bill Nye guy
just
again?
make
some
Oh, I
fucking
get it.
water.
You sound real country talking about make water.
I know.
That's just like in Alabama when they say I'm gonna make
she
Christmas.
put the ice cubes in her hand.
Bill
waited
Nye.
for them
fuck
to
it.
melt. So
Anyway,
there was water.
so I needed my water. I was getting irritated, so I just got up and went to the bar, and I was like, I just need a glass of water, please. And so I got my water, came back, and it took, after I drank that water down, it took her probably 3 or 4 more minutes before she came back and got the rest of the table their waters. And she looked at me like, oh, you got a water? And I was like, bitch, you were taking too long. Anyways, she did that throughout the whole process of taking our order, getting our food. You can come out here, baby. And thank you. For those of you listening and not maybe like watching, we're doing a shot right now. Yay.
So this is like an instant replay. Ray, tell him to give me a damn soda shot.
a soda
My
shot.
shit counts.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
she
And
kept.
now we wait.
Yeah, we were gonna wait. She kept calling me sugar. She kept calling me sugar and honey and baby. And then finally, I lost my shit because I was getting hungry. And anyone that knows me knows I'm an asshole when I'm hungry. And I just looked at her. I said, "Do not call me sugar. Do not call me baby. I'm none of those things. I am sir until I get my food." And everyone's kind of looked at me crazy. And then she looked at me crazy. And then I was like, "Fuck this! I'm getting up." And I just got up and walked out.
What'd you
And
end up tipping?
Nothing. I left. I got up and left. I went and got a hot
Served his
dog.
own water. What do you?
I
tip
went
on
and got
that?
a hot dog. On the street.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I did, because I
appreciate
couldn't
it.
handle it. I was so angry that this bitch was not doing her job that I fucking got up and left. So it was wild. So cheers to that. So
A big shot.
What is it? What's wrong with it?
Cheers.
What's wrong? Are you not going to drink it? What happened?
I'm gonna drink it. There's like soda pop.
There's something floating in it? It's fine. We've had worse in our mouth. It's okay.
Not me, I'll keep it
I mean, I have.
Legina, just so you know, Legina just said, not me.
I said, not me, I keep it clean.
Honey, we've all been drunk.
No comment.
We've all been drunk. Honey, how many people have had something in their mouth out there that's been drunk and you're like, damn, I probably
I'm a
should've-
woman. That's a consent thing.
We probably
I'm
should
not
have
putting
showered.
no man
we probably
in
should
that
have showered
situation.
first.
I did.
69? What? Yeah, it smells. Ooh, yeah, smells good. Fresh. Anyways, so yeah, so I get
that.
it.
Please
no, you,
cut that.
you don't have to cut that. That's fine. I snipped his underarm. That's perfect. No, I've had moments, but I guess it's all I guess depends on the situation because it's situational. Because again, if someone had thrown chips at me and then said I was too needy, I would have lost my goddamn mind. So I don't know. But then again, you're a waiter. I mean, I would have just been like, he sucks. And
Well, the thing is, I know why there was only like the $2 tipped because I had to give my card to somebody else.
Yeah, 'cause he was just
to make
taking so long.
Yeah, I literally waited for about 20-25 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway.
well, if you've out there had bad service, tell us what you did. Did you tip 20%? Did you not? Did you just zero it out and say fuck you? I'd love to hear what you think about that. Because
my dad used to be really diplomatic and be like, how are you doing today? Like, are you having a bad day? Kind of like give social
Ooh,
cues
yeah.
like you suck right now.
So your
And he
dad's
was really
good.
at,
My
yeah.
dad's like, if my dad's the opposite. He thinks he's being funny and he's not. My dad will be like, hey, if I wash the dishes, can I not tip you? And I'm like, oh my God, Dad, you're so
people say
fucking
that.
embarrassing. He says it all the time. He thinks he's being funny. I'm like, Dad, stop. No one's gonna let you back there wash the dishes because you don't wash dishes well, anyways. So-
Okay, here's the
He does
difference
it.
between like being a waiter and a bartender. Like, there's a set menu in a restaurant. At a bar, people can ask for every green giant, purple gecko, LTI,
A dead
LIT,
Nazi,
Penny dropper.
whatever. Yeah.
all this crazy shit. A black
Yeah.
bitch.
A Lindsay Lohan.
Skinny black bitch.
A skinny bitch.
All
Yeah.
these things, right? And so
She's right here. A
Yeah.
skinny bitch.
I got your skinny.
So like I'm
Thank
sitting here
you.
and I think I'm like, you can't get mad at a bartender if they don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Also depends
Especially-
where you're from.
Right, especially if you don't know your own ingredients in your own drink. That's a little different than like being like a waiter or
They're
something.
like, it's green. I'm like, perfect.
I'm like, absolutely, if it's green. Now, if a bartender doesn't know what a vodka soda is, like there's some questions to be had. You want to question what's going on.
Right, and
Yeah.
last time we talked about how they're like, how like the younger ones are like doing just like a GT.
Oh, can I have a BL?
Oh yeah.
I was like a GT.
Do you know
That's a
that's so
GT.
Bacon
funny?
and lettuce, bitch?
when we
You want
had
the tea?
when we had that show.
So a GT is gin and tonic.
Yes, it's a
apparently.
gin and tonic.
I had no idea.
But a girl did that literally like the next day after the show.
we
And
talked about
I go,
it.
oh my God, you're one of them. And I knew her and I was like, she goes, can I have a GT? And I was like,
So I'll say this: this show is fucking me up because literally after we did the show last week, the bar was a little like, okay, the whole block, it was crickets.
Yeah,
like
it
crickets.
happens.
And I ended up being like, it was me, the manager, and the bar back. And this guy kept coming in and out. And he is clear he went to every bar like 5 times. And he kept coming in. He goes,
just looking for it to be busy.
he goes, there's nobody in here. And so as this is going on and he's looking at me for a reply, I'm like, oh God, this is from the show. And I said, what are you gonna do, Legina? And I'm like, no, it doesn't seem to be. And I really want to be like, no, everybody, there's like 400 in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like if you just go
Yeah.
squeeze yourself in there, like I'm doing cocktail service, like wait for me.
I would
Like,
say the glory hole, the back bathroom is busy as fuck. You should go there. So,
but he did it like 4 times. He's like, not busy, yeah? I'm like, yeah, no.
honey,
yes?
no.
Like, what do you say?
Just so annoying.
Like, if there's nobody in the bar, there's nobody
say
in the bar.
bye.
It may have been the same guy that came to me and was like, so I know there's nobody here tonight, but if there are people here tomorrow and one of them is my type, would you?
I mean, are you the oracle?
Would you give
How do
them-
you know? Did you
No,
read
he
his
said-
cards,
no, he
his
said-
tarot?
No, he said, would you give them my number?
Yes.
I was like,
I would
Oh,
say
wait,
yes. I
did-
will.
did-
I'm a
this guy have-
bartender, not a pimp.
I will for $50. I
Wait,
will.
did this
You
guy
give me
have, like, a
$50,
heavy
I'll give
accent?
it.
Yes.
Oh, it's him.
He was short.
Yes.
If he gave me
Round.
$50,
Yes.
I'd
Yes.
give everyone
Round?
his number.
Did you say round?
I did
He
say
was round. And then he asked me for a damn
Round.
water, and he had already been to me like 4 times and hadn't ordered anything. Like, and I was like, okay, I get it. Texas heat. We were just talking
No,
about
yeah, I
how
know.
like a cold front to us is like when it's 115 and drops down to 95.
Mm-hmm.
That's technically a cold front, right? Because 20 degrees. But I was just like, okay, so I pour him the water, and I was just like, and he goes, yeah, is it gonna get busy? I'm like, bitch, it is 12 o'clock at night on a Monday, and I mean, you can see the roaches running on the street. So like,
Ew. I
no, it's not
fucking
gonna be
hate
busy.
roaches.
Roaches and rats.
And the rats.
Oh, my
We're by
Lord.
the water. They're not in here, but they're definitely
Well,
on the
because
street.
the construction here is ridiculous.
I love that
Just like-
disclaimer, by the way. They're not in here, but they're on the street.
They might be, because I've seen one before. There used to be a little white one at Rain, and I loved him. I called him Ratatouille. I think he was a pet, to be
It's a
honest.
mouse.
He was a white rat.
I
No, he
don't
was a
believe
white
him.
rat.
I don't
He
believe-
was.
I don't
And he-
believe him
right
That
now.
was a mouse.
No, he was
We
so
don't believe
he was
you.
precious.
It's
No,
fine.
he really was. It was real, y'all. Look it up. I don't know where you're gonna look it up, but you can. Anyway, so
Oh,
it
I've
was
been wanting
true.
to ask this for like 3 episodes, and it just came to me.
What?
Like scars from being a bartender.
Oh, plenty.
Like,
Oh, yes.
Everywhere.
What are your
Several.
2 that you always like can see?
This
and always think
motherfucker
about?
right here. I have a scar. I had to get stitches from here to here when I was shaking. So anyone that knows bartending, sometimes the pint glasses will get stuck together, and you do a little jiggle to get them apart. Well, I did
A
it.
little
yeah.
jiggle. I had to bang them.
Yeah, no.
Okay, but let's talk about why they get stuck together. Bar backs.
Heat,
Water.
water.
Oh, I just said bar backs.
Yeah.
This is
Anyways,
bar backs.
it's perfect. Well, that's what happened. I was working at Rain. It was on a Thursday night. I'll never forget because it was so busy. We had college night that night. I was in the back patio by myself, and I went to shake the glass a little bit, and a piece of glass just flew straight down, and it was so crazy. It hit.
Wait, you say a piece of glass?
It was like a- it was-
Shard.
This like scar is
Yes,
huge.
I know.
So it
It's-
wasn't
This
just
thing's
like
It was like
a
it was like
piece
a
It's a
little.
shard.
It was like a shard, like a little triangle size, and it went so fast and went straight down. And I looked down at it, and then I just saw the inside of my leg,
Like the meaty
the
flesh.
meaty part of it, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Son of a fucking bitch!" So then I get a bar towel and I wrap it around it, and I'm like, "All right, what do I do?" And I'm trying to like tourniquet my leg, and my bar is busy, so I keep making drinks, and I'm trying to get shit going, and I'm trying to get my bar back to go get some shit.
my good hand.
And I'm like hopping on one leg, and I'm like, how do I keep this above my heart? I'm gonna bleed out. So I was like, this sucks. So my manager came back. They let me go. I actually was so angry that it happened that I hopped myself to my car. They were like, we'll come get you. I was like, fuck y'all, I'm leaving. I was so mad.
Did
so
you have to get stitches?
I had to get stitches. I went to Brackenridge Hospital, which is the worst hospital ever to
I
go
was
to,
like,
by the way.
not.
It's not even a thing anymore. It's not there anymore.
Yeah, I was like, not Bracken.
Well, it was
like,
the closest one.
I'd be like,
and I got in. They were like,
So we don't mention names of restaurants, but we do mention
closed
names
down,
of
though.
hospitals.
it's closed down. They're not there anymore.
yeah, we
Anyways,
can talk about it.
I'll
once
talk
it's
shit about
closed
people that are
down.
open anyway. I
It's
don't give
all
a fuck.
St.
Like we can
David
talk
now.
about Charlie's openly now.
They were
like,
at Joanne's earlier. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe not.
where I used to bartend.
Oh, that's
Anyways.
right.
Yeah, so I had
Oops.
to get stitches. It sucked. I was horrible. So every time I look at my leg, I see
Okay,
that.
so Legina, what's yours?
Mine is, well, this is my one that I always can see.
I see it.
It's from, so we had to take out the trash here, and at the end of the night when it's fucking busy, and there's like 800 trash cans in here. Y'all need to appreciate a bar with all these fucking trash
No, we've
cans.
gotten rid of 11 of those.
Yeah, no, but like
Recently.
like in the heyday when it was hella busy, me and Dane Smith are in the back and we're taking out trash, and one of the trash cans fell open and a broken BL bottle, Bud Light, it like literally like sliced my arm, and I'm a chubby
Bacon
like,
lettuce?
tomato. Stop it, like
Well, there's the tomato.
yeah.
I just think trash juice cut into you. Trash juice.
Yeah, no, and I really thought I was good. I thought I had the Hep A, B, C, D. I thought I had everything.
God,
and
that is
And I was
horrendous.
all the way sober,
At least
and I
mine
could
was
see
clean.
I could see the marshmallow, you
Yeah.
know, and the marshmallow, and I did not go to the hospital. Like I did what you know.
Oh, I did. I was dramatic as
So
fuck.
I pinched my skin together, and I used
We already knew that.
I pinched my skin together and
Never.
used that liquid Band-Aid stuff and
Nope.
put like butterfly things, and
Yeah.
it like slowly closed. But like that one, and then I almost sliced off my pinky on a pint too.
Gross.
So
What those two fingers?
how about you?
What does that mean?
What is this?
Two?
I feel like the fact that I've only done this for a year.
Oh, he's published twice?
Drinks. No, he wants drinks.
I've been published more than
Are we
20.
talking-
3 times.
Oh, I thought we were doing
3
tribute.
times. Oh, wait. And there was the published again. Fourth. We're on number 4.
She's published.
All right,
I-
tell your story.
Okay, wait, no, you're too young.
We got-
you don't
time-
have.
time is
don't-
ticking.
I
Time
don't
is
have
ticking.
You're too young. He doesn't have any scars.
Okay,
have
so
it.
I have one. I was
I feel like
working.
I'm going to get a bad scar tomorrow now, though.
Probably.
I'll give you a scar if you don't
So
hurry up.
I was bartending at Rain the first time because I've been there now twice.
It happens.
So the first time I was there,
I
like, that's never happened to you.
No, yeah.
No, not there. No, here. Not
Thank
there.
you. That was my point. Okay, so anyway, I was
Same
bartending
company, by the
during-
way.
I was bartending during Pride at the main bar, and I was popping a beer open, but the whole, not just like the bottle pop came out. It was like the whole
The whole neck of it? Yeah.
Oh,
came
that
out.
happens, yeah.
Sliced my finger, and we were so busy that I was like, duct tape, done. Keep working.
Yeah, so duct
make
tape,
your money.
Yeah, duct tape is
honey.
the bartender's best friend.
Gloves. Put it
it's-
on a glove.
Yeah, the little finger condoms and duct tape. And I remember when we were busy and you used to always like your fingers get messed up bartending.
Don't you hate it when
It's
you
the
like
lime
go to
juice.
pick up a beer out of the cooler and
The top of it cut the
Yes.
the
Cuts
ridge.
you
Oh,
because it
cuts
because
you.
they're so frozen, they stick together. Then
Yeah.
you grab it, and then the bottle cap rips your fingernail, like
Yeah.
fingers apart. That happens every Sunday to me. I swear. It
That's why I
happens
like
every
our
Sunday.
coolers, because they open
Oh,
the
yeah.
front. Yeah.
Well, the realization as a bartender comes is like, you know, you're the center of attention when everybody wants their drink, but if you cannot provide that drink, they don't care that 151 flew in your eye and you're blind, because that used to happen to me all the time. And I'd be like,
151. Who serves that?
Nobody.
we used to serve it in our game faces.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't.
Well, those are
ordering that.
shots, but
Okay,
Come here, honey. Come on up here. Don't be afraid.
my boyfriend again.
The boyfriend.
Thank you so
I was
much.
ordering 2 cocktails for me and Jeremy.
Oh,
But thank you.
Well, you're so sweet.
We'll do
Thank you. Well, he wants us to have a good time.
but we would appreciate it if you went back and got the cocktails.
Oh, wow.
Honey, we got to get going. We got 14
Not
minutes.
my boyfriend.
14
Okay, let's tell
Okay,
your best bar story.
You know what? We're done with the scars. I'm so sorry, but because I want to get to the stories that really matter, and the stories that really
Our
matter.
scars matter.
The scar. You know what?
Cheers, Dad.
We're all scarred. Cheers, honey. Anyways, I want to hear Justin's story again about. So we're gonna go to Texas Tea. Some of the craziest shit that's happened to us in a bar, and I mean, you've heard my podcast or the stuff we've talked about on the podcast, heroin in the toenails and people, peeing on things and whatever, jumping off of roofs and breaking their legs. It happens. You kind of trumped all of that the other day because
yeah.
Jeremy, you were so
Okay.
cute.
Yeah, he did.
You thought you had a great story because that guy laid down in front of
I
you.
did.
Bless your heart.
He laid down in the bar. Laid down, refused to leave.
Let me paraphrase Jeremy's story real quick. Somebody comes in, it's not busy, they kick him out, he tries to lay down, he says he's stupid, he leaves, he comes back, he lays down again or says something about being stupid. And
Has to pee.
And he has to pee, and Jeremy doesn't want to pee and everything. And then Jeremy thought that was like the height. Like we
He
were
was
all
like,
laughing.
it will never get better than this.
I mean, Scott Percival said, I don't
That's
have a
never
story like
happened
that.
so
And
you
then-
thought you won.
And
I
then
thought I
here
won.
comes Jeremy's bestie with this.
Well,
Well,
first of all, can we give a high five to being besties?
Yeah.
And then I'll say my story. So I was bartending at Charlie.
Well, it's not a good
I was
story
bartending
anymore.
at Charlie's during happy hour. This guy comes in, orders a cocktail, sits down, We're chatting, whatever. He's a little older. And then he
What
was
color
like,
were his eyes?
they were actually blue. They were blue. And then he comes in and sits down, so conversation, and then he's like, hey, can you, I have to pee. Can you like keep an eye on my cocktail? And I was like, sure. He was like, never mind, I got it. Pulls out his fake eyeball, sets it in the cocktail.
Was it
and then
vodka?
and then goes to the bathroom.
Was it a vodka soda? I hope it wasn't like a hurricane or some weird shit.
Then comes back out and he was like, thank you. Put it back in perfectly though. Like,
Well, I think if you have a fake eye, you better be good at putting it in. I mean, because it could look a little weird, right?
And once again, the bitch never told me this story because he wanted to up me one time.
right, because I was
love
like, because of all the years we've known each other, I was like, when we do a podcast, this is gonna be a secret.
You know, it could have happened. Has anyone out there ever heard of anyone taking out their glass eye and putting it inside a cocktail? That's
No, you
fucking
just keep an eye
insane.
on it.
You know,
What'd you do when he did that? What'd you do?
I was like, oh my God, I think I took a shot actually.
I would have
took a
fucking bought him a shot. I would have bought him like a double.
Yeah, I would've-
Just on street cred alone.
I mean, that's crazy.
I would've turned the bottle up.
So what did it look like? Was it like an oblong? Was it round? Because I've never seen a glass eye. What did it look like?
No, it was like just round.
It was a round little thing, like a little
round. It was just floating.
like a little button. Did it? I was gonna say,
It was just
it,
floating.
It
We're off the rails
floated.
again.
It floated. Oh my god.
So wait, are glass eyes solid or are
That's
they
what
like?
I was
because
confused.
if they bust in your head, like does the glass?
No, it has
like,
to be
No, it's
solid.
solid.
Yeah.
It's solid, so it's pretty heavy. Like it's a marble.
like a marble.
No,
No.
because it was
No, not the size of a marble, but like dense like a marble.
no,
Yes.
it was like
No. Well, I don't know. You know. You probably.
I mean, I have zero idea, honey. I've never seen an eyeball like that, so I don't know.
let's just stop saying eyes.
We
Does
should
anybody
get-
have Google out there?
Yeah, so we can Google it. Anyways,
It's an eyeball.
So yeah, that was probably one of the best stories I think I've ever heard. Is that you
Right.
you actually had
Okay.
someone pull an eyeball out and put it in their cocktail.
Keep an eye on my cocktail.
Keep an eye on your cocktail. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, if you've had a story like that, or if you had anything you think can up that, please let us know. Hit us up on our Instagram at How May We Service You. Send us a DM. Send us a DM. On
Also, I think we have other funny stories.
We do. I have a really good story that I want to talk about on In the Weeds because I love that. Again, we always talk about In the Weeds. It's that forum on Facebook that we have a lot of fun stuff. There is a Katie or Caddy. I sound like Mean Girls. Caddy could be Katie. How do you guys deal with feeling like you've been working hard and doing your best, but your business does not support you? Your ownership and your upper management don't respect you and take you seriously as an employee. Asking for a friend. Well, honey, Katie, we all know you're not
Katie,
asking.
you know me,
you're,
girl.
You're not asking for a friend. We all know you're asking for you, so that's okay.
Actually, I have that same Katie. Let's call her.
No, let's call her. No. How do you feel about that? If you feel like management in your establishment doesn't, if they're not respecting you or caring about you, what do you do?
Well,
Okay, real quick. Sorry.
First
the
of all,
eyeball
I've
thing.
always been in management.
Hold on, the eyeball thing.
Oh, we're back to the eyeball?
So, yeah, real quick, I was remembering the guy off of Harry Potter in his eye. And how it's like
Mad
this,
Eye-
and he popped it
Mad
back
Eye-
in. And
Mad
it
Eye
was
Moody.
like-
Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of it. Okay, sorry.
Anyways.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like
We
the
do.
eye that...
I'm sure it didn't look like that. I hope. God Lord.
Okay, back to the question.
All right,
Dealing
so-
with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Katie.
Well, as someone that had 750 employees, I think the
Were you
first
published?
thing. Right. Yeah.
What were you
Twice.
published in?
I think the first thing you have to do is check yourself. Are you doing everything that you should be doing as a good employee? Do you have to be asked to do things over and over again?
Okay.
If you can check a whole lot of check boxes that, yes, I do my job, I'm there, and then you can say, hey,
What are you
management-
doing? What's going on? Maybe
Management.
manage
She's
may
a
not be
bartender.
It didn't say. She just said, how do you feel about upper management not taking you seriously or respecting you as an employee?
Well, okay, so I've been in a very similar situation.
We all have.
And I think for me, what I did is I gained the respect of all of my customers. And since your customers are the people that drive the sales at a place, like, your management can't fuck with you if your customers are coming
If you're solid.
specifically for you
Yeah.
and everything else. And then honestly, after a while, you just have to question yourself, is it worth your time, your respect, and everything else, and move on? Because if you're that good, somebody else is going to eat you up real quick and
Yeah.
take you. So that's my advice.
Justin, what do you think?
Running several different salons, I've learned.
Put your mic closer to you.
Oh, sorry. Running several different salons. Sometimes you just take a breath and deliver the best you can. Like,
That's it.
yeah, I mean, like, you, like,
I was waiting for more.
It was so zen. I swear to God, I was about to bust out some yoga. I was
felt like
yes,
there should be sand under my toes, and I was doing this.
Yeah, I was like, where are we going?
but also I was thinking of a different story.
Okay.
So I have a story with, like, me and Gina.
Okay.
I don't know why I called you Gina. I always call you La Gina.
That's weird. You do.
It's a bunch of shots. That's what happened. It's okay.
Semi. So, I gave you a ring one time.
Yes, I remember.
Infinity.
Lorraine Infinity.
Yeah.
You can finish it.
Oh, the ring that he gave me. And so what? That it didn't fit, and then we put the other one in front of it because I got smaller.
Right, but it was supposed to be an engagement ring for me.
Oh yeah.
That I gave to you.
He gave me his engagement ring.
Oh.
Yeah, and when I lost weight to do a transplant for my dad, it stopped fitting me, and I put the other ring that one of our really good friends, Scott Rixey, gave me, and then when I lost more weight, my mom actually has the ring now, and she wears it on a necklace, and I have the infinity ring that my parents gave me. So yeah.
Oh. Well, that's sweet. So Zen.
Yeah, infinity is a really good earth sign. So
So we're just saying get Zen. Is that what it is? Just kind of go Zen and don't let him bother you, basically, is what we're thinking?
And
Okay.
sometimes just having something on you, like rings people give you, bar keys and everything else.
Like good luck or something.
Yeah, it sounds
Okay.
crazy, but
No, I
sometimes
get
just
it. I
having
get it.
something to center you
See-
while you're working at a bar is really good.
I feel a few different ways about that. Like there's sometimes when you work in an industry where you bust your ass, and I've had this happen in many instances. I've worked everywhere. Everyone knows I have a million jobs. I've felt like sometimes my employers did not respect me and respect what I was doing and how hard I was working. And anyone that knows me knows I work fucking hard, and I make a lot of money for my employers. So if I don't feel like I'm being respected in that instance, or if they are not taking me seriously, one, I'll talk to them. I'll pull them aside and say, hey, and I'll always come prepared. I'll always come prepared. So again, prepare yourself. So if you can say, these are my sales, this is my numbers, this is what I'm hitting, these are all the things I'm bringing to the table, this is what you've made for the past 8 months, 12 months, whatever, then I think that then you can look at it and say, okay, from that point, then maybe do we talk about why you're treating me that way? Or two, you can get out, move out of the situation.
Well, to build off what you said too, though, is I've applied for 2 jobs in my entire life. The rest I was recruited into.
Yeah.
Because I give 110% at every job that I'm at. And people will come up and recruit. So if you hate your job or if you don't think that you're appreciated, still give it all you have.
Yeah.
And you never know who's sitting across from you or
I
who
do.
is.
I agree
where
with
your
that, but
next
I also
employer
think that
is.
if you're not happy, and I think happiness is a really big deal, especially with working in any industry like this. If you're not happy and you're not feeling it, you will find another job.
Move on.
There is another job somewhere else that will actually take you and maybe take you seriously. Maybe they are taking you seriously. Maybe you need to work on yourself. We don't really know how that person is, but we definitely want to make sure that you do your best at your job and don't ever leave them. I say this: don't ever leave on bad terms. So if you're feeling like you're not being respected,
Do not burn a bridge.
don't burn a bridge. Just maybe say, you know what, maybe this job isn't for me, and maybe start looking for another job to work at.
Yeah.
And then decide if that's maybe the best juncture for you to go to. Or again, come prepared and talk to your bosses and say, hey, look, I've been working these 6 doubles in a row or something, and I'm making this amount of money. These are my sales.
Yeah.
I'm upselling this, and this. And if you're not doing those things, then maybe question yourself.
And then
say,
lastly,
what can I do about that?
Yeah, and then lastly, I'll say this because I don't think enough women do this, is just speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of women don't say I want a raise, or they don't say I'm not being treated fairly and everything
Yeah.
else, because they don't want it to give the premise of I'm bitching or whatever else or anything like that. But the fact of the reality is, if you're not speaking what you want and speaking stuff into reality, it's not going to happen. And so talk to your manager, and if you get a negative response, start looking for a new job. Fuck it.
And the way I see it too, also, think about it this way, guys, is that there are so many restaurants and so many bars, so many clubs you can work in. I mean, honestly, if you're a good employee, anyone's going to see that when you walk in. I think most people have. I think everyone sitting here at this table has probably been a manager at some point or another, or the chairs. Couches? Fuck, I can't even talk. That's blown. Anyways, the tables. But we've all seen people, and we kind of can read through bullshit. We can tell if you're telling the truth or not. If you're one of those go-getters, or if you're just like a lazy ass.
And we also always support each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah. So I think that if you don't feel that way, I think that you need to think about a few things. Like I love what you said,
I want to hear
Jeremy.
one of Legina's funniest stories.
About about that guy. Oh.
Which one?
The one that walked in the bathroom and then went. Okay.
So we'll do a little Texas tea.
Yeah.
So Katie, hopefully that works out for you. Message us in the weeds and let us know what's going on with that.
Yeah. Keep us updated on that. That's
See,
a
let's
very
see.
interesting.
I'm gonna let him know that we talked about that on the show. So cool.
Yeah, that's a very interesting one. Keep us up to date on that. And also another thing is that we're all service industry, so we're each other's resources. So reach out to a friend and find out where they're working, they're happy, and go there.
There you go.
So, yep.
All right. So Legina.
That wasn't your funny story.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that was not your funny story.
It wasn't. And
What
I
is
don't
your
even know
funny
if it's funny. It's kind of gross.
Well, I like gross.
It's good.
Okay.
I've had someone.
His wasn't gross. The eyeball.
I mean, eyeballs.
No, it's literally
That's
the
shocking.
opposite. It's literally the opposite end gross.
From one hole to another.
Yeah, from one hole to another. Let's see.
Yes, I went there.
It was like a Monday
Sorry,
or
I just whipped my hair.
Tuesday. Shut up.
It was like a spit-
Y'all are fucking
This
chatty
was like
Cathy's
a spit roast.
Go,
Eyeball.
Gina. Go,
and-
Gina.
Anyway.
Go, Gina. Go, Gina.
Okay, so it was like a Monday or Tuesday. I was managing here at the time and bartending, and this group comes in, and it's a regular-ish. You know, those like people that aren't really regulars, but when they come in, they play like they've known you for years type thing.
They're in once every two months.
It was his birthday. He was wearing all white with his friends. Hi, Pants.
Hi, Joshy.
With his friends, and he goes into the bathroom, and he comes out, and I'm bartending. I have my regulars, my staples right there, and some other people, and they're like, Legina, and I'm like, shut up, I'm bartending, like, leave me alone, I'm talking to my customers, I'm making my money. And they're like, Legina, management. And I'm like, yes, you got to get him out of here. I'm like, I have to get him out? Like, well, I'm a girl. Not really, but I was like, there's the door guy, get the door guy. No, you need to get him out. And I'm like, okay. And I look up, and he has like a red spot on his pants in the back.
So what was he wearing?
He was wearing all white.
All white.
He was wearing all white. Like, it was his birthday.
Suit.
Like, reborn.
And he wasn't naked like a white birthday suit.
No, it was like,
Like he was
white
white
suit,
skinned.
and there's a red spot in the back after he came from the bathroom, and so yeah, and he
Was it
but
bright?
he was,
Was it bright red?
It was like
Or was it dookie red?
It wasn't brown.
it wasn't brown, but he was a G. He like tied his jacket around him and powered through the night. And,
Girl.
and there you go.
So he went in the bathroom and had a birthday party.
He had a birthday.
That
Birthday sex song or
The
whatever.
candles were blown out.
But I felt his pain in a different level because all teenage girls go through it, and we have to tie something around our waist and keep
But it
going
was
through
a-
school.
But see, that's a natural thing that it happens at menstruation with a female. There was no dick in the booty that made that happen. So, I mean, bless his little heart.
But I think
And bless his butthole, too. Bless his
20
little
minutes
butthole.
later, he left, though. I think he realized it just wasn't a thing.
and
he didn't come in for about 6 months, but when he came back in, it was like,
Was he wearing white again?
hi, my name. And I was like, dude,
No.
you can't reinvent yourself in 6 months and act like we don't know you. And people do that. Like, they'll come in. That one dude, I know I mention him all the time, but oh boy, this like a gangster than a cowboy. And
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like
we've seen him.
straight, but then you see him in the bathroom
Gay
with
for
somebody.
pay.
Oh,
He's
we all
on
know him.
Grindr.
Oh,
We all know
God,
who
do
he
you
is.
know who I'm talking about?
He
Like,
drinks-
everybody
Everybody
knows this
knows.
dude. 'Cause
Everyone's
you've seen
like,
everybody
and
knows who
how
he
many
is.
people
Let's
aren't
just say he
regulars?
bought his belt buckle.
The
did
belt
not win that.
buckle.
He bought it at a flea market.
Probably.
He didn't even buy that on. It wasn't even a good one.
Man.
Probably came free with his
He bought it at
box of
Palmer
Fruit
Event
Loops or
Center,
something.
the yard sale.
It's nickel.
No, but people do that, and you're like,
No, that's too much.
Yeah.
Well, bless his little heart, bless his little butthole, all that good stuff, and bless that guy's
Yeah.
eye, bless everybody. My goodness.
I mean, you
Well,
come
guys,
into a bar and have fun.
You
and
know what? Come
bartenders
in,
don't
have fun.
tell.
Don't have too much fun, or you might have red on your booty.
Oh,
so
the
I do.
magazine.
Before we end it, because guys, this has been a great show. I love you guys always. But I want Jeremy to explain this magazine right here, this book here. It is by photo credits are by whom,
Right.
and I
Well,
want you to
Elizabeth
tell
Barkley.
us.
Right. And
Elizabeth who?
Barkley.
Barkley.
Yeah. She did this book. She took pictures of bartenders, drag queens.
What is it called? A Twink,
and Mink. Anyway, y'all can't see this, I'm sure, in the camera.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, she sold it for us.
You're bad at sales.
$10
There we go.
goes. $10 of every book goes to charity. The Ashwell Clinic, actually.
Got it.
And she just wanted to celebrate the life of the bartenders and the people that work on Fourth and the people that go to Fourth, all the different types of people.
When she came in to take pictures, I didn't know what she was really doing, and she asked to take my picture, and I was like, sure. And she's like, no, you're a staple in the community, and
Of course you
wanna.
were. You're like,
and I was like,
sure.
I just was like, sure. But it was so sweet, and I love that she's doing this out of her own pocket.
Yeah.
And she's doing this to raise money.
And raise money.
It did. And
yeah.
unfortunately, that part of the episode when she actually got to come out here is no longer exists.
It's not, but we're going to talk about it. You can go to Lulu's, LULU.com, LULU.com. You can buy this this book. Again, the money goes to charity. She doesn't want anything from it, which is
No.
amazing. And what does the charity go to?
She's actually already written them a check for $526.
That's so
from the
great.
sales of the book. If you have a question about where to buy it, come ask me at Sellers. Come ask Justin at Rain.
What's the address at Sellers?
213 West 4th
Got
Street.
it. So if you're around the 4th Street area in Austin, Texas, and if you want to come see him at Sellers, 213 West 4th Street, go.
It's like at
you're-
Rain, we're 217
you're
West 4th.
We're 211.
You're like 213.
We're
Oh, there's
211.
something in between.
The upstairs.
That upstairs.
So confusing. It's like
So-
Hogwarts. It really is. It's like nine and 3/4. It really is. Yeah.
They always leave numbers to where if they split the building.
Nerd alert. Anyways,
There you go.
So if you want to check it out, please just look them up, LULU.com, and go talk to one of us. We can help you get the book. It's a great book, and again, supports charity. Guys, thank you all so much for watching this
Our
show.
gaming tonight. Gaming night.
I'm going there, girl.
I just like 'em.
Calm
Gosh,
down.
I like
we got
'em.
the Gilded Geeks in the house as well. So every Monday, right after the show, we have the Gilded Geeks here doing trivia night, and we also have them doing their game tournament. So again, if you want to come out and check that out, it's every Monday night. Come see Legina as well, bartending, and stick around
Yes.
after the show. We'll be here. If you have any
Sip her
questions,
well.
if you have any questions, or if there's anything you want to talk about, please hit us up on Instagram at How May We Service You, and of course, all of our handles will be on the show as well. So please follow these guys, and maybe you'll see a glass eye or some sort of risky massage things happening on his. I don't know. We'll see something. But anyways, he looked at me with fierce eyes. And Legina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This
DM
was-
me directly if you'd like to pay for my student loan this month.
Yes, she needs $27,000.
I buy your art.
Trust. Or
All right,
buy my
guys.
art.
All right, guys. So again, thank you so much. And my name is Texas, and we will see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
How May We Service You?
How may we service you?
All right, kids.